Hello there and welcome to this Facebook Live session with English Literature at the University of Reading. I'm Kate Green. I work in English Literature and I work in the recruitment side of things.
I'm Beth, so I'm a Part 2 English Literature and Creative Writing student.
And I'm Rebecca Bullard and I'm a lecturer in the department and I'm also the admissions tutor.
So we're really doing this session for those of you who haven't yet applied yet to university but are thinking about doing so before the deadline of the 15th of January. And also if you're thinking about university but in the future, so if you're in year 12 or perhaps lower down the school, what we're going to do is I'm going to interview Rebecca and Elizabeth now about their experiences and any top tips that they have. Okay, so Rebecca, I think if we talk about some more technical things just to open up with, Reading offers a grade range, so ABB to BBB for English Literature. Could you explain to people what that means?
Yeah, sure. So the ABB to BBB offer means that we may make you an offer at ABB, but we have a special promise attached to that. And the special promise is that if you put us down as your firm choice on UCAS, so if you make Reading your #1 choice, then we will commit to honouring our offer to you, even if you drop one grade. It's what we call our firm dropped grade offer. So we're looking for that B in English Lit or a related subject, so English language and literature, creative writing, drama and theatre studies. But we're very enthusiastic about people who put us down as their firm choice. So that's why we make the offer in that range.
So when people are a bit concerned that you're asking for an A, but you also have 3 Bs, would you still make offers for people with 3 Bs? Our standard offer is ABB, but we commit then to that firm drop grade. So if you put us down as your insurance choice, your offer is ABB, but as a firm choice, then your offer becomes BBB or ABC with a B in English. But that's the thing we're looking for. Great, thank you very much. Can I talk to you a little bit about any top tips? Because you've obviously gone through the application process. So any top tips that you can pass out to people now about applying and how you can perhaps show why you love English literature on your personal statement?
So basically just sort of make sure that everything you put on your statements is English literature related if that's what you're applying for. Like, it's all very well doing lots of sports, but what they really want to know is why you love the subject and why you want to come here and what you've sort of learnt from all the things you've done in the past about literature.
Yes. I think Rebecca earlier on was saying that you don't just want to see what you've done, but what you've learnt from it as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, we're really interested in the books that you've read, but we want to know not just a reading list of what you've read, but what you've enjoyed about them. And perhaps also whether the things that you've read for your exams, for your A-levels or for whatever exams you're doing, whether those books have led you to read other books by the same author or from the same time period, say. We're really looking for students at Reading who are really intellectually curious, who want to kind of explore for themselves English literature, and who are self-motivated and who have that kind of get up and go. So if you've done things like held on a part-time job or taken on extracurricular activities that you've had to fit around your A-levels, we want to know about those things because they show that you've got those key skills of time management and motivation and independence that we're looking for in our students.
Yeah. And Elizabeth, you spoke about just saying about English literature, but we get a few students who are doing a joint honours talk. That's quite common with an English literature, and at Reading we offer a huge amount of joint degrees with that subject. How would you recommend balancing it up between the two in the personal statement?
So just sort of 50-50, I guess, really is the best way to go about it. Just writing about what you're passionate about that's going to help relate to your degree is definitely the best way to get yourself noticed and prove that you're going to be a good fit for that degree.
Yeah, people often worry, I think, that if they're applying, say, for English in one institution and English and politics in another and English and international relations in another, they worry about what their personal statement might look like. And what I'd say about that is that we're very used to seeing that sort of situation. So we see personal statements like that all the time, and we're actually really interested in your other intellectual interests. So we really like it if you're interested in politics, and if we read that on a personal statement, we would understand that you're probably applying for joint honours somewhere, but equally, we're really interested in people who have broad-ranging intellectual interests. So if you've done an A-level in history, even if you're applying for English, and you want to talk about the skills that studying history has given you, we want to know about that. We're interested in that too.
Because I suppose those sort of subjects would link quite happily
Absolutely.
together as well.
That's right.
Can I ask you about what the application process involves in terms of after you submit an offer, an application, what happens then?
So it's pretty much just a waiting game after that. I know it's pretty nerve-wracking just to wait and see for your offers, but they do come in quite quickly, and pretty much everybody is really happy with everything they got. I know all my friends were absolutely outstanding, and you get 5 chances sort of to get offers. So as long as you're getting 2, 3, like, you're doing so well, and it's just really good.
And most universities will invite people to whom they've made an offer back to campus or back to the university to have what's called a visit day or an applicant day or a taster day. It's called different things in different places. But at Reading we call them visit days, and that's when we invite people back to campus really to get a sense of what it's like to be a student here. So you get a chance to experience a seminar with our academic staff, and to have a visit to our campus if you haven't done that already, and see our beautiful green surroundings, and really get a sense of what it's like to be a student here.
And then after that day, that's when you might want to decide which is your first choice, which is your insurance. Once you've done that, if you've put Reading as your first, that's when you'll start getting more technical emails about accommodation and that sort of thing then. But the visit days are a really good opportunity to meet people.
I definitely recommend coming to one, because when you meet the department, they're all so friendly, and it'll really help you make your choice to be Reading, definitely.
Yeah. If you get an invite for a visit day and find you can't make it, let us know, because we run campus tours weekly as well, and there's always the perspective of then meeting, say, Rebecca and a student afterwards to chat to you after you've had a campus tour as well. So say something comes up and unfortunately you miss the deadline of the 15th of December, what advice... January 15th of January, what advice would you give to people?
It's not too late, so it's not too late. We get most of our applications in by the 15th of January deadline, but every year there are some applications that come in late for all sorts of really good reasons. And what we'd recommend is that you get in touch with us at the university. We'll put our details on the comments feed afterwards, so you know how to find us. Put in your application, and if we haven't made all our offers yet, we'll be really interested to read your application. So never think it's too late. Do get in touch with us, make contact with us. We're very friendly. We love to receive messages. So please feel free to get in touch. But put in that application.
That's where you're going to get the best advice, is if you just come straight to the university and it will be sorted out.
Yeah, it's a very personal sort of thing, isn't it?
They'll definitely get back to you. It might take a little while, because obviously UCAS, there's so many people, but you will hear back from them.
Absolutely.
Don't panic is a
Don't
message.
panic.
We will just relax.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff you can do.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
So hopefully that's answered some of your questions about applying and making an application. Whilst we've got you here now, perhaps we could ask you a little bit about the course at Reading and what made it stand out for you. So could you explain to us why you chose Reading?
So the main reason I chose Reading is just because of the flexibility of all the modules. So you don't just have to take things within your field. So my first year I also took a philosophy module and I took a classics module as well, just because I did those at A-levels and I really enjoyed them. And Reading offers so many split courses. So if you take as many modules as you want in one subject and then in another one, you can combine them at the end, which I think is really fun. And you're not forced to take anything. I know when I was in college, I just didn't enjoy doing a certain aspect of English, and I wanted to focus more on the more modern things. So this year I've taken contemporary fiction and things like that and left things like Shakespeare behind, because that just isn't what I am interested in at all. So Reading just focuses your sort of passion, I think. It really helped me find that I was really more interested in novels rather than anything else.
Great.
And so just come to Reading, because you can take whatever you want and you'll eventually find something you're just really, really passionate about.
It is amazing, isn't it, that there are almost as many degree pathways as there are students.
It's ridiculous.
It's hugely flexible.
I now do creative writing as well alongside English literature. So I split off from my first year when I was just doing straight literature to change to English literature with creative writing.
Brilliant. So there's a lot of flexibility built in.
That wasn't something I realised I wanted to do until I came to Reading.
Oh, it's really exciting, really good to hear.
I'm putting you on the spot,
It's okay.
Yeah, what's your favourite module since you've been here? Do you have one that you think, maybe a dissertation topic out of that?
I haven't done it yet, but I'm really excited to do women, gender and identity, because I've got that next term.
Great.
And I think I've read some of the books on the list. I think it'd be really interesting to like mould my dissertation sort of around like that's an area.
Fantastic.
And Rebecca, you'll probably know as well, what's the range of modules that we teach? Is that a timeline, geographically?
It's enormous. So one of the things that we really care about at Reading is giving our students maximum choice, and that means that we really have to provide everything from the oldest literature in English right up to texts that were written earlier this year. So we teach the whole lot, and we do that so that people can either choose to get that really broad set of modules that will give them a kind of sense of coverage of a whole period of English literature, or to specialise in contemporary literature or in global literatures in English, literature written in English from around the world, or in American literature or in creative writing, that you can specialise, or you can become a generalist while you're here with us.
Yes. And it's worth saying as well, Reading's a research intensive university, which means every lecturer is a specialist in what they're teaching. And do you find that shows within their teaching?
Yeah, definitely. You can come up with any question about any book in your seminar, and they're going to know the answer to any book on the course, just because that's what they're so passionate about. Like, I have David Barona for contemporary fiction. I can just ask him anything about any of the books and he'll be like, yeah, instantly know the answer. Like, you can see that he really cares about them, and it's really nice.
Fantastic. And we really care about you as well.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that I would say about teaching, certainly about teaching here, is that we put a huge emphasis on teaching in small groups so that we really get to know our students, and there's that very personal relationship that we have, and I think that's great as a student. It's certainly great as a member of staff that we have this really close working relationship, and we feel that it gets the best out of our students. It means that they can thrive while they're here and really flourish.
Yeah, they'll like remember your name, which is definitely not the case in some universities. I know my friends I just feel like a number sometimes. But having the seminars means that you'll meet somebody so like personally for such a long period of time that it's so comfortable asking them for help. So I can email them and be like, look, I know it's a stupid question, but I'm really stuck. Can you please help me? And they'll be like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'll walk down the corridor and be like, oh, hi. And, they'll remember your name, and it's really nice. It feels more family than like business.
Yes.
Great.
Well, hopefully that's answered any of the questions that you might have. We'll put our email address down below so that you can ask us any questions that you might want to. It's actually monitored by Rebecca and myself, so we're the friendly people who will be answering that for you. Do let us know, and thank you very much for watching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.